Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you want to get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
What's going on, everybody? It's Mick Manhattan here, and I'm here to talk to you about our new sponsor. You may see it down below. Manscaped is sponsoring the Scene Snobs. That's right. The Scene Snobs, Behind the Box, and Scene Snobs interviews all have promo codes just for you. So you can go over to manscaped.com and pick up the Lawnmower 3.0, which, let me tell you, is a hell of a device with a little flashlight. It has been perfect for cutting down below. I also have the ball deodorant here. I have the ball toner. I have a cool little carrying case. They sent me a t-shirt, a pair of boxer shorts. It's inescapable. It's inescapable, really, but it's just a great name. I am having so much fun with it. So just go over to manscaped.com, check out what they have. Use promo code SNOBS, SNOBS, and then you'll get 20% off and free shipping too. So without further ado, I'm going to get myself out of here, and we're going to start this dang show, and we're going to bring on the hotter of the two people in that hosting.
Welcome to the Snobs Podcast.
You know, I thought about that being a costume change moment.
That would have been a good one.
No, knowing me, it would have taken too long. I would have had the shirt off. Nobody would have wanted to see that.
Midway through, just stuck in your shirt like, ah.
So I'm back, man.
Buddy, I've missed you so much. And if you're talking about hotter than temperature, yes, because you're giving me the Schvetz. It's so good to see you again. I've missed you so much.
It is good to be back, my friend. And we have an extra long episode tonight. And it's so long that we have one person watching. So we know with only one person watching that they don't know that we started early.
Well, they didn't know. And also, I think they're more than happy with just an hour of us. Maybe that's all we need. Maybe that's our sweet spot. By going too much, it's like, it's a little too much Casey and Mike for 1 week.
I'm going to let everybody answer that one in the comments because I've been hearing differently personally. Yeah, I mean, I'm just glad to be back, man.
Man, I've missed you, buddy. How was Tahiti?
It was amazing. I don't know where that is, but I went. You're right. That is a thing that I went to, not New Jersey.
No, definitely not the land of the scrapyard.
Oh my God. I got news for you.
You have a scrapyard story? Please tell me you have a scrapyard story. You came back with a scrapyard story.
Listen, no. Beacon Metal is just fine. Beacon Metal Scrapyard is still there. They're still kicking it. What are you going to do? Put them out of business? Where are you going to put all the scrapyard? So
somewhere else in Jersey?
You shut your mouth. But it is no longer scrapyard next to a strip club.
Did they upgrade the strip club?
I hate to say it.
Is it gone?
But it's gone.
What?
It is gone.
That was a staple.
It was that had been there. That wasn't. It moved there right after my senior year of high school. Before then, it was right up the road in this weird Roman Coliseum looking place. And it was just the Route 35 Gentleman's Den. And then so it was Route 35 Gentleman's Den back then. Mm-hmm. And then when they moved it, they just called it The Den.
Well, yeah, because it's no longer Route 35.
Yeah. It was like right off Route 35. So, yeah, they couldn't call it 35 Gentleman's Den. And then, they moved right next to Beacon's scrap metal plant. And that's the rest is history.
It's a magical story and a wonderful place. But I'm so hurt that I never got to experience it.
Don't be.
No, there's a story there. There's lots of stories.
Oh, there's lots of stories.
But there's stories.
There's so many stories that just be lucky you weren't a part of them.
Well, yeah, maybe not from that direction. Like you having to take all your clothes off to go to the bathroom at one point?
I did not have to take my clothes off to go to the bathroom. That's not what
happened.
You didn't.
Uh-huh.
I used to have to take my shoes off to go to
Right.
Fred's here.
Fred, what's up, buddy?
Fred, how are you, sir? I want to say hi to everybody. Thanks for joining in. I am back. It's we have an extra long episode. We have a very special guest joining us at 9 p.m. Mr. Montel Thompson from the Blerdicorn Speaks Podcast.
Blerdicorn. I love the Blerdicorn, man. I'm so stoked to have Montel on again.
And I'm super excited. We have a ton of topics I think are going to be a lot of fun for everybody. So we'll keep going over them, but the topics for tonight are bringing first dates to weddings, good idea, bad idea, and experiences. So if you got a story, tell us. If you just have a thought, please go for it. We also have which person or persons in history would you feel most comfortable bringing back to the living and living with those repercussions of saving that person. So it's kind of a toss-up, but it cannot be a family member. It's got to be somebody like real well-known, famous. It doesn't have to be like a superstar or anything. Like you could say Jesus or whatever, but he came back anyway. So why even do it to ourselves?
And he came back as Jesus Christ Superstar. I'm pretty sure that's how that worked.
He did. He did. Yeah. Oh my God. He did come back as superstar. So you can't save him. Forget it. It's two strikes against Jesus. All right. Then we're going to talk about the new show Invincible on Amazon Prime, which Casey and I are both fans of the comics. And we're going to wait for Montel to join us on that. The man is a comics guru, and we want to get his opinion. We'll probably also discuss what's going on in Falcon and the Winter Soldier a little bit. But our main topic for tonight, and we want everybody chiming in on any one of these, but this one especially, what evil corporations from movies would you be willing to work for the right salary? Would you be willing to forego your conscience and what they do and just say, yeah, all right, that's the right number for me?
I mean, around this area, it's pretty much, anything over 200, I'm listening. I'm entertaining offers. Just saying, if there's like, someone from Skynet out there who's steadily plugging away and needs a good data center guy, I'm your guy right here.
I have a lot of thoughts on that one. I have a lot of thoughts, and I like what you're saying. I don't know that I fully agree.
Well, I mean, because you have like a heart and a soul. I lost mine long ago.
No. I mean, Skynet I'd probably be okay with. Skynet I think I'd be okay with working for because we're all going to die anyway.
Yeah, but, Terminator Apocalypse? Is that really the way we have to go?
Not if I work there.
Let's see, but what if you don't know?
I don't know. That's the point.
If that's not your part. What if you're a janitor there? What if you're a janitor making $500,000?
I don't know that I care about working for Skynet. Because, whatever. I'll just get paid till the machines decide, hey, it's over. But like in OCP, I have some thoughts. I have some apprehensions about joining their place.
Maybe I'm on the other side.
Heather, want to say hi?
Hi, Heather.
She must have liked my Jesus comment. That's when that popped up. And Jason's here. What's up, boys?
What's up, Jason? How you doing, brother man? Worked with him the other night. Had a lot of fun on Tim's show last night. Nice,
yes. I did not get a chance to watch. I was hanging out with the kiddos, but I cannot wait. Jordan Hoffey says, Casey is the man.
Oh, Jordan, you sweetheart. Cut it out. Come on.
Jordan, thank you
Jordan's
for watching.
Jordan's the
man. Jordan is the man. And no offense to Jordan Hoffey. I'm talking about Michael Jordan. But Michael Jordan's always been the man.
I'm going with Jordan Hoffey because he was pretty awesome. He and I had some pretty brutal debate on the Be Hero fights. It was pretty good.
I know, man. He got all the way down. Good for him, man.
Yeah, man. He just hammered me with Jared Leto. You guys got to check it out if you want all the deets. Yeah. It's a pretty solid show, and we definitely battled.
Yeah, I'm not going to say who won because it just came out, or it's just coming out. I'm not going to say who won, but Jordan did not. Well, no, I'm just kidding. No,
I don't know. Didn't suck. This guy sucked. You did great. Your Cesar Romero thing was fantastic.
Dude, I still should have won that. I was the best debater. I'm a little upset about that one.
He's got a little bit of the salt in him. He's a little salty today.
I'm very salty. No, I'm not a little salty. I'm very salty. I have proven my point about why Cesar Romero is the best Joker out of, and this is the uphill battle. Well, Tom had Zach Galifianakis from Lego Batman, whatever.
Who was fantastic, by the way.
But I was up against Mark Hamill and Jack Nicholson. And that right there, I was just like, get out of here.
It's Mark Hamill, firstly, obviously. Yeah,
but I still put up the fight. And you know how they won? Somebody threw out a fake, not a fake. They weren't, I think they were just misspeaking, but they were talking about he was not the first Joker on the screen. Yes, he was. I went back and looked it up. There was no clown guy in the original 40s that was the lead-in for the Joker. In the comics, there was, not in live action. So
you'll have to tune into Be Hero Fights to check out the rest of that.
Well,
see how he did it.
To them because they have a great show, and then you can write to them and say, Mick won clearly. She should just give him the trophy. Hands down.
Man, this vacation was so needed. You're on fire. I love it. Welcome back.
I am. Oh, I'm on fire about a lot of things too. I'm all for hectic, man. Look at everything that's going on in the world. Casey, love that comic book you have signed. I couldn't comment last night.
Thank you, Heather. It's one of my favorites. I showed off the Stan Lee, the Captain America one. It's one of my favorites too. I mean, that was like the first thing Stan Lee worked on in his comic book career. And then that specific one has the Red Skull taking over his brain, starring the Avengers. I'm like, yeah, it's got everything I want. Stan Lee signed this one.
And they did a really good job on that too in the Avengers animated series.
Yes, they did.
They pulled
Avengers Assemble, correct? Is that the one? Or are you talking?
Which one?
Avengers
I don't remember which, because they came out with like 4 in a row.
Yeah.
And it was, once the movies start coming out, they kind of change it up. But there was one that was just like spot on, and it was really well done. And I'll find out the name, and then I'll talk about it on tomorrow's show.
Bring it up.
Mick, put in a design flaw for Skynet for an easy back out. I can see him doing that for the future of mankind. Now, okay, so here's the thing. Chris, I like your thinking, but Casey's worked with me. And he knows I can't screw it up even if it's on purpose.
Exactly. And here's my thing is, Chris, by the way, hi, Chris. Mick would 100%. The issue being he would become the QA guy. He would become the guy who checks everyone else's work and finds their flaws, and he would be correcting them. So actually,
Casey
he would be one of the best Skynet employees out there.
Casey and I used to build servers, and we were the only ones that legit would go hardcore. Like if we had like 400 servers to build, it's like, all right, here's my shift. His shift is tomorrow. So I'm going to try and build as many as possible and be like 268. And then we get like an influx of more, and he somehow got like 293. And then like it would just keep going because we'd keep getting more and more orders. And like, but we were the only two doing it. And we were quality assurance all the way. We were making sure that, because we had plenty of other lushes that we worked with, as I'm going to call them today, who didn't check anything.
They didn't bother stepping up their game, and Mick and I, we turned it into a challenge. That was the best part.
Yeah, because we had to fix their work and then still do ours, and so like I cannot get it wrong on purpose out of principle. So I will doom humanity. That's why I won't work for Skynet. Okay, you've made me realize with that I can't work for Skynet because I can't doom humanity by not being willing to do things the wrong way.
By not like finding the way to put in a back hole or a defense mechanism.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We speak of like perfect machines. The Lawnmower 3.0 from Manscaped. I hit the wrong button.
Yeah, you did. It was almost smooth.
Get used to that, people, because we need to push the fish. They're about to turn. This is our new sponsor, Manscaped, of course. So we are hardcore excited to have them on board. And it's our proving ground. So we want to make sure that we do a good job. So spread the word.
We hope we get some stuff out of it. So it'd be pretty rad. It's pretty exciting too. I really dig this thing.
Look at the ticker below. Promo code Snobs.
Shave it live for y'all folks. Don't even have to pay attention. That's how good it is.
It is true.
That's really what we want. We want to have to not pay attention.
Oh, Jordan stuck up for Caesar, too. Where were you in the first episode? Jason says Cesar Romero's Joker was a fantastic mustache.
The best mustache. The best.
If the guy was famous for his mustache in movies, like he was the mustachioed man in movies. He was the Latin lover, and the mustache made it, and his mustache was insured. So if he has a hit TV show where he's playing not even at the time an iconic character, but somebody who is known for children from the comic books, he was not getting rid of that mustache.
Yeah, I mean, but insured? He really insured his mustache?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did Errol Flynn? That's who I would think would insure his mustache.
No, he didn't always have a mustache, but
That
I
is fair.
imagine Clark Gable probably did, but he didn't always have a mustache either.
Yeah,
but he became more famous.
Yeah.
I will
Selleck
say
definitely should have until Blue Bloods, and then now he looks terrible.
He's older. It is,
but I don't care. He could have a better mustache.
Fair. Okay, fair. Jason Taylor says, Mick Man, you screwed me up because of my name. Mick Man, vacation is looking good on you, brother. Well, I'm not on vacation. I was on vacation, and it was looking good.
That's how good it looks because, Jersey does that to your complexion.
Having a new sponsor for my show is what looks good on me. Having a sexy co-host is what works on me.
Ooh, come on now. Keep it going.
I'll set it. So for us, we're getting back into it. So I want to get into some of the topics. Let's get into the first topic. I want to talk about, it was something I heard on the radio while I was doing a lot of traveling. It was bringing a first date to a wedding. Good idea, bad idea, indifferent. Where do you stand on this case?
It really depends on what degree of date we're discussing here. Like, is it a date like I'm really interested in her? Or is it a date like, hey, friend, we've got nothing going on and we've never really dated before, but there's a very good chance we're going to bang. Like, because, I mean,
fair.
That's kind of what you do when you go to a wedding. Like, I don't know. But first of all, this is also terrible for me because I've been to more weddings as the guy presiding over them than I have actually been the guy like there on invited as a friend. Yeah. So I don't know anymore. Like the young me was totally like, yeah, I mean, what a great way to schmooze ladies. And now I'm like, no, I wouldn't take a first date because then they're going to have those weird memories. The person who's invited me to their wedding, definitely not if I'm presiding over it. Because how weird is that? If you bring a first date and you're presiding over the wedding, that's uncomfortable for everybody. Because nobody really knows where you stay.
I'm glad I never have to bring a first date to a wedding again.
Yeah, lucky you.
But I never had a problem bringing a first date to a wedding either.
It also depends on the wedding. Like, are we talking about friends from the bar? Are we talking what degree of friend? Like college friends, or are these like familia?
Well, see, that was the thing. I always pre-planned it. If I knew what kind of wedding I was walking into, I knew what type of date, not type of date, they're all women, but like a woman that I know would enjoy the type of wedding it was going to be.
Correct. I could see that.
So I shouldn't say type of date, but a woman like
valid. If you're selecting a first date, because I mean, obviously if it's first date, you're probably going on several first dates with several other people. I assume in this time of today that we all kind of like, we're trying something, dating, maybe whatever else you want to call it. I can't see taking.
Do you remember when I was single? It was always first dates.
Yeah, no, valid. That's totally valid. Yeah, I'm trying to make us sound better than we are. The depravity of levels that we understand and grasp.
I was not depraved. I think I was well engaging and very caring, but I just didn't want a girlfriend.
Is that what we're gonna call it?
I never had any complaints, so I don't want to hear it. Not complaints sexually. I'm not saying that. I'm saying complaints as in like how I treated.
Such a jerk.
No, I never got that.
You did not get that. No, I did. Yeah, that's what happens when you're closed off.
Because you know what? When I was dating, my thing was like, be like Derek Jeter. Every woman that ever dated Derek, that dude was a womanizer, but he cared about every woman he was with, and he treated them the way they should be treated, respectfully. I was like, if I'm going to go out with these women, I want them saying about me like what they were saying about, like, oh, he's just a fantastic guy. He's really nice. He's really cordial.
He's a gentleman. Can hold open doors and stuff, and listen and be polite.
Yeah, and it had to be respectful. Like it had and you got to do that in a way like you can't fake it. Like we've known guys who tried to fake it,
which is weird. It's so uncomfortable and it comes across so awkward.
Yeah. Oh, really legit
weird.
But you can't, like, legit. You cannot fake it with a woman and expect to not to get anywhere. Because what's the point when you're just lying straight up to it? And we've known how many guys. You worked in the bars. I worked in the bars. How many guys are always lying?
I have seen
women?
from the stupidest. It's impressive, the line of idiocracy that I have been laid eyes upon. But that's also why I think this is a really good question, because I think it is cool to bring a first date to some of my friends from the bar. If they invited me over and they're like, hey, come on over to my wedding. It's like, hell yeah, I can bring a friend. Because then you're kind of like friends meeting friends, because then there's no pressure on the first date deal. It's like, no, we're friends.
No.
But I don't know. You're talking to someone who also, like, progressively over the years, my ideas of love and what it all means has changed violently from what it once was. So.
I will tell you, for me, I never really had that big of an issue, especially going to a wedding, with being intimate with my date, whether it was first date or like second date or whatever it was, like, or just a date. Like, that was our date. Wasn't even maybe a first date. But again, it always comes down to, I never expected anything.
Well, yeah, you don't go into it that way. But I mean, when you say intimate, do you mean like, were you guys smooshing cake into each other's faces?
No.
Because that could be a bridge too far. You got to be careful what kind of signs you're putting out there.
There's a good example. I didn't even do that with my wife on our wedding day. You were there. Yeah. We did not smoosh. I find that so disrespectful. Why would you disrespect the woman you're with?
To like represent the level of hate that is supposed to be underlying in every marriage. Duh. It's American tradition.
That's what people tell me.
Yeah. You're supposed to have some good spite built up, so that by the time you're at the wedding, you're like, oh, you son of a bitch. Ha ha.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I mean, that's what my parents taught me.
That's what lots of parents, I think, teach, but especially baby boomers. Okay, boomers.
Easy. They're Gen Xer.
Our guest is going to be coming on pretty soon, so everybody, I mean, I'm getting excited. But let me ask you this before we get into anything else, and like we're talking about the wedding. With your date, it's a first date, and like I said, you don't expect anything, but I feel like you should at least be at a point where you're ready for anything. So did you clean yourself up? Did you maybe manscape a little bit?
Oh, of course. Yeah, all the time. Dude, I would spend an extra hour just in there with 3 different Bics. Like, come on, get through this freaking forest. But don't have to worry about that anymore.
No, you don't.
And now we're covered, buddy. Ready for any situation.
My balls are covered. My shaft is covered. And all the area in between is covered. And even my chest hair is covered.
Nice. Look at you go. You're like a swimmer.
Listen, I'll cut it down if I need to. It takes a while, but I will cut it down. But
Don't you get rid of those eyebrows, though.
It takes even less time with the Lawnmower 3.0 from Manscaped. So, support for the show is, of course, brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming.
Jason Taylor's here, so it's also viewers like you.
That's very true. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. I love that rhyme. They obsess over their technology developments to provide you the best tools for your grooming experience. Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide, and why shouldn't you be one of them? So, we have an exclusive offer for all of our listeners, 20% off your entire order, plus free shipping with the code SNOBS, SNOBS, at manscaped.com. So, Manscaped hooked us up with a bunch of the tools for the trade and had us playing with them and using them. I've used the ball deodorant. It's really nice. And the whole kit that comes in a nice little carrying case and the whole nine. So for me, I've always had tough issues being a big guy with being basically Sasquatch. Casey, I don't know about you. Are you a hairless bunny?
You know what? I'd really wish I was a hairless bunny. Unfortunately, in all the areas that Manscaped specializes in, I am not. That is I'm Greek.
I feel like if we were an animated series, I would just be a bear because that's just what I am, and you would be a bunny.
Yeah, I'd like to think myself more of a lemur, but it's cool.
No, we're in the forest. You're a bunny.
But there are lemurs in forests.
Not in forests around here. Maybe a small cat. I'll give you a small cat. Or
I'm a student of the world. What can I say? I can't limit myself. I mean, we could be in Madagascar.
But bear or not, I like to keep myself shaved. I like to shave myself down. And let me tell you, I've used plenty of terrible, terrible shavers. This is truly amazing. I love the flashlight because my undercarriage is pretty dark. No,
Yeah, it can get dark under there. You gotta, it's like working in a sewer tunnel in New York City.
Light doesn't bend for me down there. So Manscaped has created the best ball hair trimmer ever, the Lawnmower 3.0. Their third generation trimmer. I do have the 2.0 and it is fantastic, but 3.0 is even better. Your third generation trimmer features a cutting edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin safe technology. And that's true. I did not cut myself once, but last time I did, which was only like a month and a half ago, I did cut myself and it was excruciating and I still have an itch down there. But this didn't do it to me. This was nice and easy. And it was good across that. I didn't feel anything across that area.
On the gooch?
On the pain area.
You mean like the taint?
The taint area. Shut up. I now feel confident. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. And actually, no, it was on the shaft. I now feel confident shaving my balls. In addition, this trimmer comes with an LED light, which I just showed you guys, for more precise shave, and is waterproof to make your shower shave clean and easy. And don't use the same trimmer you use on your face as your balls. That's just nasty. The Lawnmower 3.0 comes inside their brand new Perfect Package 3.0, comes with everything you need to keep trimmed, cut free, and smelling nice down there. That is true. I'm telling you, this ball deodorant is amazing. I haven't used it. The ball
toner was pretty strong, bro.
Nice. So, and it's the nice part about it is like you can cut designs into your hair, and it's fun. If you want diamond, go for it. You want a heart, get on it. You can
just have to believe in yourself.
Yeah, you just got to believe in yourself. You can even write, believe in yourself. You have to be really good. I'm not saying that it's going to do that for you, but you have to be somewhat of an
I'm working on Rembrandt. I'm pretty sure I got it coming along pretty nice.
I will tell you that, as I go forward and I think about all of this stuff, it scares me a little bit that we are, let me get rid of the banner so we can see our beautiful overlay. So anyway, let me finish reading this. The Manscaped Perfect Package 3.0 also includes the Crop Preserver, an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. You already put deodorant on your armpits. Why are you not putting deodorant on the smelliest part of your body? Not the smelliest.
But it's a dark place that, it gets a lot of heat, can collect some terrible, perspiration.
That's very fair. Swamp ass is a real thing. You already put deodorant on your armpits. Why are you not putting the smelliest part of the body? And yes, your balls stink. You should get the deodorant, though. That is legit. I don't know why anybody hasn't ever thought of deodorant before for the balls. Especially like a teenager, man. When I was a teenager, I would have loved that. After like gym practice and put it on my balls smelling good.
A lot better than grabbing a handful of cornstarch in the middle of a shift.
We're talking about dating. Like, come on, man. Like, I would have loved this stuff. Manscaped, instead of spraying Axe body spray down there, which nobody wants.
Occasionally, you get a sting because you nicked yourself and you weren't ready for it. And
listen. Now that I have my own ball deodorant, when I lived with you, I just used your regular deodorant down there.
Well, I appreciate that. That was so nice of you. I always wondered why it was musty.
It was very musty. Manscaped threw in 2 free gifts into their perfect package, a pair of high-performance Manscaped boxer briefs that'll keep your junk. Oh, my God. These boxer briefs are amazing, by the way.
Super comfortable.
They really are. I'm not wearing them tonight, but we're going to wear them tomorrow night.
Yes, we're wearing them tomorrow night, and I'm really excited because I plan on manscaping. Since I've actually not been using this in the undercarriage area yet, I've been testing on the face first. I'm weird with razors, so I'm like, let me make sure I'm comfortable with this. Worst case scenario, it's nothing. I'm fine. So we're good.
Well, I'm just going to say, trim your junk just like I did. You get all types of good goodies, and just get 20% off and free shipping with code SNOBS Snobs at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Use Snobs. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. So there's my read, everybody.
Hey! I hope I made it difficult. I plan to keep them going.
I plan to keep them going too. But now we are still waiting for our guest. He should be on soon. But let's see what the people are saying, because I know Jeff was ready. Joined us.
Jeff is coming in strong.
Good vacation. Oh, show us your balls. You want to see my balls? Fine, I'll show you my balls. How can we know it works if we can't see your? I will show you.
That's what I'm saying. It's a valid point. And I'm saying we should set it up for a Patreon thing.
Yeah, you got to join Patreon. You want to see that? Yeah, $5 a month. Get on it.
Jason could see that because he's on Patreon.
Jason could, yes. Jason could see that because he is on Patreon. He's a very special Patreon member, so you can see my balls. That area, if you can't say it, how can you promote it?
You got to talk about it. You just got to be honest. Everybody's got
about our balls the whole time. I can say taint.
Taint? There it is.
Taint.
Gooch?
No, shut up. All right, I can say it.
Hi, Heather. I really hope you're enjoying this part.
Yeah, Heather is not enjoying this part at all. And Jason says, so some do put deodorant down there. I'm sure you do, but I have my own Manscaped ball deodorant, which is
especially formulated.
I just want to say I am very excited. I'm glad that we got to do that. But I want to get on to our next topic, which is which person or persons in history would you feel most comfortable living with the repercussions of saving?
I'm curious as to who you've got on this, because I've gone a couple different ways.
Well, it came to me while I was driving last week on vacation, and it came to me in a way that was, how do I put this? What's his name? Don McLean's American Pie.
Okay.
And then it got me thinking about the Richie Valens movie, La Bamba. And how when I was a kid, that screwed me up because I was like, they died in a plane crash? And then to find out that it was an actual real thing, like Richie Valens is a real person, it messed with me a little bit. And then when I heard the song, I was like, who would I save in history that I feel like would have the least repercussions? And I was like, maybe I would just save Richie Valens, Buddy Holly, and the Big Bopper.
Okay. I could see that, but I also feel like then we wouldn't have American Pie.
We wouldn't. Four people, including the pilot, their lives would be saved. I don't know that.
Don't try to come from a top point down here, buddy. All right, look, you just hold on to all that judgy McJudgerness. I'm saying, as devil's advocate over here, Don McLean's American Pie is an absolutely important part of Americana and our history, and musically, it was kind of a huge deal that's been talked about since it came out.
Well, okay, so to add to it though, I did change. I did change from them. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to just say that, like, I'm not saving Richie Valens, Buddy Holly, or the Big Bopper. And the reason I'm not doing that is because if you have to deal with the repercussions on what it would do to history, mm-hmm. saving multiple people, there's a higher chance of it really changing or having like hard repercussions.
Yeah, one of them could have been a murderer.
So, that's true. That's very true. Or any number of like vile things. But we do have our special guest here, Mr. Montel Thompson from Blerdicorn Speaks Podcast. Montel, what's up, buddy?
Montel, what's up, buddy?
Oh, you're breaking up just a little bit.
Oh, can't quite hear you.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yes,
you're back.
Modern technology. Golly. Hey, guys, what's going on?
Not much. It's great to see you.
Oh, my gosh. I've missed y'all so much. You have no idea. There's been so much going on. OMG with a capital G. Oh, my gosh.
There has, man. We're going to talk some geek stuff tonight. I can't wait to talk to you about it. Right now, we're talking about people in history who've died or who were killed or died in some tragic way that we would save. It has to be a famous person or a person of, I don't know, of acclaim, I guess. Or
repute,
I guess. Somebody who stands out, like, and the reason we say this is because how much are you willing to deal with the repercussions of if you save this person? Like, what would they be?
Ooh, the space-time continuum.
Precisely.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
So we're trying to figure it out.
So Mick has gone with the Big Bopper and Richie Valens and basically everyone on that airplane in Don McLean's American Pie song. So that's 4 people. I'm actually going.
Go with that.
I'm going. Yeah, no, that's what I heard. I'm going with Bowie because I think David Bowie had at least a good 10 more years he could have given us.
Oh, no way.
And there's no repercussions there whatsoever.
No, you're wrong, and you don't deserve to be on my show. Here's why.
Horrifying. Pump the brakes.
Wow.
No, not all shows. Just this particular topic.
This segment.
My reasons are threefold. All right. You don't save David Bowie, who was older at the time and gave us treasures that will outlast forever, over Prince. Because Prince was a genius who, if he lasted another even 5 years, you're probably getting some truly amazing things.
But the repercussions from saving Prince would have been far more reaching because who knows how many more people you would have influenced and touched and come up with this new fantastic music. So I can't be responsible for that. Way more people getting impregnated listening to Prince albums. Not so much Bowie. Bowie, there's more of like, you open your mind. You maybe just do some acid and hang out with David. So,
I feel like a lot of people probably got impregnated to Bowie, too.
Not nearly as much as Prince.
Maybe we don't.
I heard I was a Marvin Gaye baby, so I don't know.
Oh, no. Listen.
What's going on?
Too many pregnancies. We can't save him. That's too many pregnancies.
What's going on?
We can't. That's the repercussions we cannot deal with, Marvin Gaye.
You'll just have to handle it, Buster. Okay.
Our Earth is already depleted. We can't have that many more people.
No comment. If it were up to me, there's one person that I feel did not genuinely get the chance to start their momentum again until after they were gone. They were on the road and then they were tragically cut down, and it was Tupac.
Ooh,
yeah,
wow.
Tupac had a redemption. He was on his way to make up for everything he had done, and he was on that path until he was cut down.
Yeah.
So honestly, we lost a true scribe in that, because can you imagine how much hip hop and rap would have been influenced if he was still alive?
It would have been amazing. Plus, think of a lot of that East Coast, West Coast beef that was getting eaten up. I feel like there would have been a lot less division, the derision and divisiveness that's been proliferated because it's easy. He and Biggie were starting to push through that and starting to create different changes. And the things were moving forward. So, yeah, that's great.
A lot of people seem to forget. Before Tupac died, a lot of people seem to forget that whole thing, that whole East Coast, West Coast thing, wasn't as prevalent as it was like a year before.
No.
True.
Yep.
True.
They made it more prevalent when Tupac died. And they were like, well, was it Biggie who did it? Like, what? All right. That is such a good one, especially considering the rumor that he could have been Mace Windu.
Here we go.
I love it.
Oh, I've missed you about
that. Okay, good.
I said rumor. I didn't say truth.
Nick, you're killing me, man. You're killing me. You know what? I got to turn on my light now because you're killing me. I got to turn on my light. There we go. I'm turning on my Blerdicorn light. There's that light will continue to shine.
Please throw it at me, please.
Pick that light. Pick that light.
So I don't. Oh, this is a good one. Jace Taylor says Tupac would have gotten an Oscar by now. I don't doubt that.
Facts. Absolutely.
Hey, he would have had an EGOT.
Well, yeah. I mean, that most likely, absolutely.
I think he would have been at this point in his life putting together a Tony Award-winning musical show. It would be phenomenal.
That is true. That is very true. Although it would have been an interesting way to go.
Yeah, I mean, hey, who knows at this point? I mean, for crying out loud, did anyone really think 15 years ago Mike Tyson was going to have a one-man show on Broadway?
That's true.
Anyone think Mike Tyson would still be in pro wrestling?
Yeah, right? Oh, my God. He just jumped ship. He went right to the next one. He was like...
So listen, boxing isn't working well for me, so I'm going to start doing body slams. My friend Chris Jericho Jericho reached out to me. It felt ludicrous.
And Shaq was there. I was like, "Is this 19?" Like,
oh my gosh! And he looked so awkward. Like someone gave a tree life and said, "Come on out there and just walk. Yeah, just wear sweatpants.
He is
just wear sweatpants."
Jesus, man! It really is. It's so crazy. We got a few people joining here. Green Tucker, hey, Green.
Hi.
Showboys Podcast. Oh, we love you guys.
Sweet Mike, what's up, players?
John Lennon. It was tragic the way he died, but I don't know.
I don't think he would have had the influence that he would have had. But what's ironic is when he passed, his son Julian got older. And he did the song Much Too Late for Goodbyes. It's one of my favorite songs. And that actually influenced a lot of people. So that was one of those times where, unfortunately, him not being around, it helped. You know, it helped another generation. Although I don't want to sound too macabre in saying that.
Too jaded, like, oh, well, good thing they died, so we could have better stuff.
I think the Beatles would have done another album. McCartney had said it was discussed. Yeah, I mean, if he had survived, I guarantee by the 90s we would have had another album. People want that money.
It would have been something, that's for sure.
But in 1980, they definitely, and Michael Jackson definitely wouldn't have gotten the Masters.
Corinne Tucker brought up Jimi Hendrix. Yeah.
That I can truly believe. If Jimmy was still alive, oh my gosh. Could you imagine Jimi Hendrix being around long enough for him and Eddie Van Halen to do something?
Being able to tour as an old man with Eric Clapton.
Going back again to Prince. Could you imagine Jimi Hendrix and Prince playing at like the Hall of Fame?
Man, stop. See, that's just mega level OMG right there.
Yeah,
that's mega level. Golly.
Big Beatles fan. And then if we were talking recent times, what about Heath Ledger? That's a good one. I
had contemplated the Heath Ledger. I thought about that as a bring back, and I think that he had so much more to give. He had some fantastic roles still left in him, and we would have gotten more cool Joker movies.
I see, said the blind man. I see.
I agree. He would be influential as an actor, even more so than he was today. But I don't know that he would be... I think he would just be a Tom Hanks or Harrison Ford level actor today, as in, like, you look at him and you're like, that's a great actor.
Yeah, but you can't say just because you look at them. Well, I don't know, because Tom Hanks, and when you say those names, you're talking about such a massive star with such monster influence and incredible range and diversity. I think Heath would have been one of those heavy hitters. I think he would have been one of those names for times to come. He would have consistently put on a great, one of the tops, absolute of our time.
But I'm saying he wouldn't be on the level of like what Jake Gyllenhaal is a perfect example of. Jake Gyllenhaal, you look at him and you're like, that's a fantastic actor. You don't say, hey, that's a movie star.
Oh, fair. Okay. Yeah.
Like The Rock is a movie star.
Yeah.
But he's not an actor. Yeah. They're two totally different things.
Mm-hmm.
I would think Heath Ledger would be on that level.
Okay.
So, and Jace Taylor says Freddie Mercury, which, hey, listen, I love Queen. I love what he did, and he had an amazing voice. But if I have to choose somebody, it's probably not going to be Freddie Mercury.
I think Freddie is actually a good choice, but I look at who had the most influence on music even after they were gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at it from my perspective from R&B and hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy for me to say certain people because if they had made these songs, they wouldn't be sampled, they wouldn't be copied, they wouldn't be overlaid into what we consider classics nowadays.
Yep.
Marvin Gaye comes to mind. Let Marvin still be around. That man... Good grief.
They take it way too young. Could you imagine what Sam Cooke would have done surviving through like 5 more decades?
Mm-hmm.
And there's
imagine the music he would have produced. because he was not just such a great singer and songwriter, but producer as well. He was starting out, and it was just
unbelievable.
Really is.
We could go on. The list goes on and on.
It really could, yeah. I mean, after the Jimi Hendrix thing, you start going, okay, well, who else from that era? Kurt Cobain.
I kind of
imagine
agree with
Kurt
this.
Cobain going on.
Jason
was
right.
I wanted him dead. Not that I wanted him dead.
Tupac, yep.
I don't care about Kurt Cobain. As a
you don't have to, but as an influencer and what he did, you cannot deny what he did. And Dave
Grohl has done amazing being influential in the music industry.
Because if you think about it, Kurt Cobain, even though a lot of people will not say it, he was the front runner in bringing grunge to the forefront. While grunge had been around for years, it was Smell Like Teen Spirit that brought a lot of people going, what is this? I never heard this before.
Nobody knew who Soundgarden was until Nirvana, and Soundgarden was like the biggest name in grunge at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
MCA, from the Beastie Boys, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's sad that he died as young as he did, and it's sad that we could have gotten so much more. But again, like I'm honestly, Tupac is a great choice.
Yeah, Tupac's kind of the hard one to surpass. Tupac and Jimi Hendrix have become my top two now. I can't unsee those.
Tupac more so for me because he would have been influential in more than just music.
Mm-hmm.
True, and he influences artists to this very day.
Mm-hmm.
They still continue to influence. Like, wow, I heard that sample. Okay. They're taking this and it's a nonstop thing. Just like Biggie. Biggie the same way.
Yep.
Yeah.
He influenced a generation. Aaliyah, if Aaliyah were alive now, Aaliyah were alive right now, her and Beyonce would blow the world apart.
I don't know how much bigger Rihanna would have even been, because Aaliyah is just so big. She would have been so much bigger.
I'm changing it. That's it. It's Aaliyah. Aaliyah deserves to be saved. She's the only one out of all of history that deserves to be saved.
After what she went through with R. Kelly? Absolutely.
Well, I didn't even go in that route, but yeah, sure.
she survived his ass, pardon my German, but yeah,
that's very fair. He released 10 albums after his death. Imagine what would have happened, we would have had. Very true. Tupac, man, he was amazing, but I'm changing Aaliyah because I can't even imagine. Like Beyonce, I don't even think would be Queen Bee if Aaliyah was still alive.
No, she wouldn't.
Aaliyah would have held the title.
Dimebag passing was a heartbreak. Yeah, that was a tough one.
I agree, Chris, but the Dimebag wasn't. I don't know that he had anything else coming up. How many more people is he influencing? It's kind of one of those deals where were we at with the resurgence? Where are we at with the music? Where are we at with that time with the message? And I think, seeing someone like Tupac, he would have come through with so many messages, especially through the Trump presidency. Woo! Imagine those albums.
There wouldn't have been one. I'm calling it now. There wouldn't even been one.
It would have been a story to tell. That's for
yes.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tupac was great. I do have to change it, though, only because Aaliyah was so young, too.
Yes. Yeah. And that accident, the way she died, I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
And that was a tough one. All right, I want to get us out of the gutter a little bit because now I'm moping. I want to talk about a brand new series that's out that I think we are all familiar with, the print version. And I want to definitely hear what Montel thinks about it. And that is Invincible.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my gosh.
What do you think, man?
I'm literally vibrating because this is one of Robert Kirkman's best projects.
Agreed.
When he did this, when Skybound, they said, we're going to do this, I said, I'm intrigued. I read the books, loved the concept. When I heard it was coming to Amazon Prime, I just stared at my TV and said, okay, you and I, we got things to talk about. All right. Ain't no getting around that. We going to chat about this. You just going to shut up and show me what I need to see. And from the first episode, my God, Father in heaven, I was there. Everything fit. Everything was perfect from the source material. There was no, let's throw a filler in here. Let's throw another character in here. No, all the characters in there so far are just, they literally came from the pages. Yeah. And I'm loving what I'm seeing.
Yeah, they've done a fantastic job. I mean, Kirkman's storytelling, I don't think has ever been questioned. I think it's maybe how long the stories go might be in question, how his endings are, but his storytelling is fantastic. And seeing this on screen is so good.
He had a thing with dead people. Nothing you could do about that. Fear the Walking Dead. Walk the Walking Dead. Eat the Walking Dead. You're the Walking Dead. Be the Walking Dead.
Festival of the Walking Dead.
But this is a good one for Kirkman to come out and kind of break out and be like, I do have more in the satchel ready to go. Like, because Invincible is one, I don't think I stumbled upon it when it first came out. And like Casey and I were talking about this recently when we were watching it together, was that Ex Machina, Why the Last Man, Walking Dead came out a little bit beforehand. Invincible. They were some of the big ones, new comics that were coming out. I think it was like 2004, 2005, somewhere around there.
05. It was 05.
Yeah. 05 was a big year for comics.
Astonishing X-Men. Love that one.
Truly astonishing. See what I did there? So we did. Oh, come on, give me that one at least a little bit. But I feel like everything.
Oh, look, a poster.
All right, fine. I feel like Walking Dead was so big, and then Why the Last Man was so big that Ex Machina kind of got overshadowed. It was still popular.
Yeah.
But it got overshadowed. But I think all three of them overshadowed Invincible quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was a huge Why the Last Man fan. Like, I loved it. That and The Goon were two staples for me at that time.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
And I was a huge mark for Why the Last Man because I love, Last Man on Earth. That's one of those questions when you were kind of younger in that 13-year-old phase where you start kind of thinking, what would I do? And it's a weird thought. Like, what if there were too many things around for me? And then all of a sudden, Robert Kirkman put it on page and it was like, yeah, this is pretty rad. So Invincible was not until much later for me.
Yeah. And I will say, when you did read it though, and I never walked into my store at the time, and there wasn't something positive being said about the people by the people in the store about Invincible. I loved it. It's just been a great story. I think out of all of them, it probably has the best storyline.
It does because it's relatable. It's literally one of the most relatable stories. He wants to be like his dad. He wants powers. He's trying to become a superhero like his father. He doesn't find out later that his father is a dick.
Yeah, because, you think about that. He's been looking up to these other superheroes. So Omni-Man, his dad, has been part of that superhero crew. And now all of a sudden, he's supposed to handle the potential of that not being a thing.
Yeah.
Y'all are going to get appreciation for this because I'm a HeroClix fan. And I play HeroClix.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Nice. That's awesome.
The Blue Dot Omni-Man. I said, oh my gosh, where'd you been all my life? Yeah. So
that's fantastic.
So just trying to find Mark now so I can have them next to each other.
Nice.
Finally caught up on the show on Prime last night. Good, we'll spoil it for you.
Nice, Mike. We'll ruin it for you.
Like, oh, good. Yeah, the Butler did it. That's the only thing.
That's all you need to know.
The Butler did it. The jerk.
But one thing I did want to bring up is this amazing cast. I'm going to do a quick read off, and then we kind of talk about it. So Stephen Ewan plays Invincible, J.K. Simmons, Omni-Man, and then I'm not going to keep going with everybody's character, but Jillian Jacobs, Zazie Beetz, Seth Rogen, Mark Hamill, Jason Mantzoukas, Sandra Oh, Walton Goggins, Zachary Quinto, Andrew Rannells,
Clancy Brown. Don't forget about Clancy Brown. I love that man.
I'm getting there. It's a long list. Kevin Michael Richardson deserves special mention because I know he's not like a huge star like everybody, but in the animated world, he's such an amazing voice actor. Carrie Payton. We have Mahershala Ali.
And I know where every one of them played too, especially Carrie Payton. I got to meet him at Comic-Con 2018.
Very nice.
So really, really nice guy, really classy dude. And I was just like, wait a minute, aren't you king? He said, yeah. I said, what happened to your hair? He said, budget cuts. And I started laughing. I said, he was amazing. He was actually a lot of fun.
That's fantastic.
This lineup of actors playing these roles, especially, goodness.
And I didn't even get through everybody because, like, the list goes on forever.
And the way they bring the characters off the page into life is fantastic. Every single one of these voice actors is really putting something like that. There's a care behind it. There's a consideration. There's an extra thought that they're so phenomenal at this. So seeing them, a lot of them who I'm only seeing on screen, hearing that voiceover, hearing them do that work. And of course, well, I mean, Zazie Beetz is like the song of the siren to me. So I'm just head over heels no matter what.
I knew you were going to say that. Doggone
oh, come on. How could you not? She's fantastic.
I can't even be mad, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, but she has a beautiful voice.
She does.
I like Jillian Jacobs too.
Yeah, great actress.
Jillian Jacobs' voice is very grating in some ways. It kind of feels like a little, like, weighs on you a little bit, and you're just kind of like, you're not a good complainer, are you?
Is that your chalkboard?
But
it is. I always think of Britta from Community. I'm just like, exactly. Shut up, Britta.
And I think that's why it sticks to me. Like, I'm not saying that her voice is always like that, but I think because I know her as Britta and the Britta voice, I think that's why, like, every time I hear it, I'm just like, it's Britta. I mean, which I love. I think she's great, but it's Britta. I can't like disconnect the two. I will say two things that they did. I just want to give a shout out to is Michael Dorn as Battle Beast.
Yes.
Talking about
Reginald Bell Johnson
as Battle Without Honor.
Reginald Bell Johnson as Principal Winslow.
I'm not gonna lie, when I saw him pop up in the cartoon and I saw him talk, I said, "Oh, it's Mr. Winslow!" Oh, yes, oh my
Officer Winslow.
Oh my gosh! If I saw an Urkel character come around that corner, I probably would have just flipped my table again. My coffee table hates me, y'all. It's just like, bruh, can you please stop expressing disdain with me? Nah, you in the way. You in the way. Just don't hit the TV.
That's why I made a cardboard one. It's way more fun, and I can completely demolish it. It doesn't feel anything.
It just falls on it like Chris Farley all the time.
Exactly.
It's got, you're angry, you get strong. This Joker's made of what? I think a little bit of oak. So I'm just sitting there going, ah! Just set it back over. I'm sorry.
You're a big thud.
I love it.
Thank God I live alone.
So what do you think with this series? How do you think it's going to be received going forward? Like I hear good things now, but I mean, I feel like we got to build it up a little bit. Like, people are not talking about it as much as like some of the other things that are coming out, like Falcon and Winter Soldier and such.
Well, I think the reason why a lot of people aren't talking about it is because Marvel's in your face all the time.
Yes.
And they've been in our faces for years. And Marvel's doing this and Marvel's doing that. But when you've got these hidden gems, like a lot of people didn't know about Lock and Key on Netflix. And then when it came out, I'm screaming it all over the place. I said, Lock and Key is coming out. You need to read this comic. This comic is freaking amazing. Watch the series. Same thing with Umbrella Academy. A lot of people hadn't even know about Umbrella Academy until I said, read the comic. The comic is ready to go to They did the same thing. Watchmen. The list goes on. But those took a lot of fanfare from people that said, this is fucking amazing. Go see this. So with Invincible, I see the same thing. As far as telling the story, the pace is perfect. It's a perfect pace because shows like this need to have that traction. They need to have that story. And with the show, if you guys have read it, so there's plenty of source material. There's no need for filler in this. None. Agreed. So if you tell a story with no filler, you are now going to have people find their favorite characters. They hate their favorite villains. You're feeling with Mark. Everything that Mark got into, especially when Mark is fighting. And you see him getting bloodied up and you see him getting beat down. This last episode, I lost my mind.
Oh, yeah.
When Battle Beast hit him in the chest with that mace, and it was like his chest exploded.
Oh, brutal.
I screamed. I just like, Please let it end this quick. Are you serious? Oh my God. I mean, I lost my mind. And I'm sitting there going, wow, how can you not feel this?
Mm-hmm.
How can you not feel this? So the pace of the story right now is perfect. And I think the reason why a lot of people haven't been hearing about it is, again, you have to have someone who understands it, who knows the story, who sees it, and can relay it to people who aren't familiar with indie comic companies like Skybound and Image and IDW and Dark Horse.
Boom and
Exact Archaea. I mean, the list goes on. You have these companies who are putting out amazing things. They're making the transference to the big screen or the small screen due to the pandemic. COVID's bitch ass. But I think that's what it is. Right now, the pace is perfect. It makes me want to tune in the next week. What's going on? Especially this last episode, I looked at Machine Head. I said, why don't you just shoot him in the head? Right. Why are we standing here? Just shoot. He talks too much. Pow! Done. Okay, we're good. Move on. But that led to the perfect arc of that fight between the groups. And I was just like, this is amazing. I like this. Omni-Man, you're a bitch. That's all I got to say.
Totally fair. Yeah, the pacing is fantastic. It's one of those stories that I think they've been able to encapsulate the 188 book run. I think they've done such a fantastic job actually giving you the story without force feeding it, but also they've treated you intelligently, but also with some soft gloves. Like, hey, this part's gonna suck, so we're gonna try to make something funny here real quick because coming up is gonna be painful.
You ain't lying about that. Yeah, it's gonna suck balls.
Yeah.
Montel, with you being on the show, one thing I did want to bring up, we kind of talked about Falcon and Winter Soldier. How did you feel about seeing Isaiah Bradley show up on screen? I know you're a cosplayer, big fan.
My man, there aren't enough words to describe how big the smile was on my face when they were in the street. And he says, and Sam says, who we going to go see? He said, Isaiah. I screamed. I sat there, and I ain't gonna lie, I had tears coming out of my eyes. Even now I'm thinking about it. I had tears coming out of my eyes because they're doing it right. They're bringing in characters who have the history behind the story and can do it. Mm-hmm. And big shout out to Carl Lumley. Bless his heart. He portrayed Isaiah. Oh my gosh. I loved him. I saw him. I said, you got Mantis to play Isaiah? Let's go. God. And then they told, but what got me though was when they got up on the porch and you see the young man come to the door and he spoke. I said, there's Eli. All I need is Josiah coming down the stairs somewhere, and I would have had a freaking stroke. I would have lost my mind. It just blows my mind that Marvel takes 6 episodes. They said, we got 6. Tell the story. And we're like, yeah, because we don't need any more fillers. We're tired of fillers. I'm full of fillers. Okay, I'm done. Tell the story. And they're doing it. They're not making about the struggle. They're making about the story behind the super soldier serum and how many people are affected by it. And they brought out, I'm sorry, I'm just.
You have nothing to ever apologize about, sir.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Love you.
As someone who has been a comic historian, not as elaborate as other people, but I've always wanted to see comics with people like myself in them. Same thing with shows. When Luke Cage came out, I was excited. And then to see Falcon and Winter Soldier, we have Sam, who, if you look at the back poster, he's flying with the shield, and I'm freaking loving it. But then we go into the story of the super soldier serum, and they don't focus on, well, Steve had it. Why is it here? No, tell us what really happened.
Mm-hmm. No.
What happened when Erskine died and the government could not replicate the serum? What did they do? They took 300 black soldiers and they tested this on them. Tuskegee experiments popped up in my head.
Yep.
And I said, wow, thank you so much for this. And wow, I'm trying not to get emotional here, but I'm loving them telling this story, and they're doing it so well, and they're doing it without insulting the intelligence of the viewing audience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
And just purely on my end, being a white man the commentary. A little bit. I know, right? I was on vacation last week. It's just a tan.
What the? You know what? I lost that.
No.
I lost that bet. Yeah, he is white. Yeah, you lost. He's not a Wookiee. Give me my money.
Well, it's because he's so shaved down. That's all it is. We're not used to seeing him so hairless.
Harry and the Hendersons.
And that's all thanks to Manscaped.
I knew you were going to do that.
Yes. Well, you set it up. You're the one that, you set
I didn't
up
realize I was going to. I said, this is perfect. You can't go wrong with this. He's like, this.
Done so well. It just felt natural.
Blades from heaven. Yes.
But I thought it was so important, like right after he did it, and I was watching with my son earlier, because I had watched them as they were coming out, but he was just able to sit down and watch the first 2 episodes with me. Mm-hmm. And the importance of not only did we just get the scene and did Sam learn about a black man and the black soldiers that were being tested on super soldier serum and what they did to him, but then to walk outside and then have the police go after him is such insane imagery that speaks so many volumes. And my son picked up on it watching it. Was just like, what? Why? And like even before, it was stated in the scene when they asked for his ID, my son's like, why do they need his ID? They're walking. And and a 9-year-old gets this. And I was like, but I'm glad that Marvel's not and Disney, aren't shying away from it. Mm-hmm. And
it's a credit to them for finally realizing that people want to know and people need to know. They deserve to know.
Yeah. And I love all of the articles I've been reading and things I've been learning going forward. And especially the arc that I'm seeing, Sam gave up the shield because the shield doesn't represent the same thing for him that it does for Bucky, and Bucky doesn't get it.
Yep. They're different eras. It's that completely different era, different worlds coming from. Chris,
it's not even different eras, different races. It's just the race.
It's all of it. No, but that's the whole idea, is that mentality. We're so far separated. It's a completely different ideal that we grew up with. I have no idea what anyone else's experience is. Everyone's experience is unique to themselves. And the fact that trying to show that and trying to marry this idea of the perfect America, the perfect American, this person who's supposed to represent America by holding this shield, what they're supposed to be, what Steve Rogers was, trying to live up to that. It's just a very strange thing. It's very different.
Well, I think that's why John Walker, please, Montel, you tell us, John Walker and Bucky, represent that really well. The old school way of thinking versus it hasn't really changed. Because John Walker still views things the same way.
He views things according to the way the government views things. Yeah. If you look, and this is something to think about too. When Steve was introduced to the Wakandans, how did they receive him? With reverence and respect, because that's what he gave to them. Mm-hmm. We fast forward to this last episode where John Walker meets the Dora Milaje. What did Captain Underpants do?
Be a dick.
And he got his ass handed to him. He got his. Oh man, I'm not a violent person, but I'm so happy to see him get his ass beat by a black woman. Yo, I lost my mind. Oh my gosh! And Ao, out of all people, Ao is nobody to play with. Mm-hmm. Nobody to play with.
I really wish I could learn how to chuck a spear through someone's shield hand just to hit him that way. I was
right in. That was perfect. And I love that he couldn't pull it out. And she just, no problem. And then they were just like, they're not super soldiers. Like Bucky had to lay that down. Like, they're not super soldiers.
But that shows how much the values were they were embraced and they were respected between the two that held the shield. Because when Steve did it, if you even go back to Endgame, not Endgame, but Infinity War, yeah. When he looked at him and said, "Give that man a shield."
Yep.
He didn't have his shield. So what did T'Challa do? He said, "Give that man a shield." And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what he did. That means he had reverence for the man, not the shield.
Yep.
Yeah.
We fast forward here to John Walker John Walker can barely hold his own. And me and a friend of mine had a conversation entirely about John Walker and why he was made Captain America. And a friend of mine said, well, he's got 3 medals of honor. I said, you know what those medals mean? That means he escaped.
Yeah.
That means he made it out alive.
Mm-hmm.
And as a military man, you can take an award and you can fluff it up to make it look just as beautiful and gorgeous as possible, but you don't know what really happened.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know the true story.
And the best part is knowing this and having watched the first Avenger, all of us, we can look back and say, John Walker is who they wanted.
Yeah.
Not
Absolutely.
Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers.
He was who Tommy Lee Jones wanted. He's who the generals wanted. He was what
their
old
America
mentality
propaganda
was.
Machine. That's
Right, correct. Whereas, so they're just 2 brief things. Number one, when the Dora Milaje grabs the shield, gets it on her arm, and she's like, "It's ours."
That's such a badass move, and she just stomped it right up on her arm. I asked if it was good for you. That's all I can say.
Because it means so much. I mean, they literally live with vibranium. That's part of their society. This is hers. This is theirs. That she was trained with this. Everything she has is vibranium. She's looking at him like he's a child. And not to mention a big difference between Steve Rogers, who was not a soldier. He was a man trying to become a soldier, trying to do his best to help others, versus John Walker's already been a soldier. He's already established, and unfortunately, in part of soldiering is murder. So he's already a murderer.
He's already been conditioned. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. And whenever you take the super soldier serum, all it does is make everything you are precisely. And he's already an established soldier, so he's an established murderer. Steve Rogers was never that when he became Captain America, and that's why he is such an individual and specific case. So seeing everyone else try to live up to that, it means something.
Yeah, and one thing for me, I think with what Marvel has been doing with just these past 2 shows especially, is we never got an origin story for really any of these characters that were out of the top, 3? The top 4 in Avengers. So it's very cool that we know Bucky, we know who he is, we know who Sam is, but now we get this origin story to a degree of this is how Sam becomes Captain America.
Yes.
And a lot of people, I talk to people about that, and some of them aren't grasping that. They're just like, wow, I can't believe they just didn't make him that. I'm like, this show is making him, you don't understand every episode. He's closer and closer realizing who he is and why he is the right person for this job. And it boggles my mind sometimes.
Oh no, I'm there with you. I'm really there with you. And it's just I like the way they introduced everyone. They didn't mull over it so long that it becomes, okay, I'm sick of seeing this character. No, everybody has their place. It has their time. AO's looking for Zemo. When you saw the beads on the ground in the alley, I sat there and smiled so big. I said, "Oh, please, let it be her. Let it be her." And she's standing there just looking majestic and sexy AF. Oh my gosh. That woman can tell me to do anything, and I would not tell her no.
Agreed.
I don't want to die.
Yeah, please. Life is good. It was so exciting seeing that. And especially, it's the king, the man who murdered T'Chaka. You think they're not going to be following him? They're not going to show up?
The Milaje want him. They want him. They don't care who they got to go through. But
that's my only issue with this show so far is that Baron Zemo isn't. It's just kind of a joke, really.
What? I disagree, man. I think he's a Sokovian lord who lost his land. He lost his family. He lost everything that he ever was.
I understand what they're trying to pass him off.
I think they've done quite a good job of making him not a joke. He's hilarious. He's funny. He's a schneid asshole who has nothing left. So why wouldn't he just play games and push buttons? It's a good Zemo. I like the Zemo
because he's a strategist. He is a villain. Honestly, if anything, they should have taken Zemo out and replaced him with Doom. A pre-Doom. Give me an origin of Doom.
Zemo's kind of an origin of Doom. You're getting a feel for what a Doom character can exist. We've seen Latvia, so now we're getting that feel.
He wore that mask for 8 seconds, and then danced for like 34 seconds.
But that mask was everything.
Yes,
but we need it. We need it more. We need him to be.
We'll get more.
My
He's
friend.
still on the run.
We have 2 episodes left. Don't tell me we're going to get more.
My friend, we will get plenty. We have plenty. My friend.
His jacket was pretty awesome.
His jacket is pretty fire.
I'll give him that.
So Montel, I'm kind of curious. So you work at a comic book shop, which is absolutely fantastic and amazing. How many of these are you seeing trickle in? Are you getting more people coming in now wanting Invincible? Are you getting any interest in these movies and TV shows as they're coming up? Are you seeing that happen live, real time? Getting a little more fire and passion?
There has been an increased influx of new comic fans. And it's wonderful, especially when they come in. They've never been in the store for forever. And you can, it's literally a kid walking into an adult party. It's just.
I love it. I love it.
And when I see that look, I just go, okay, I'll handle this. And I go, hey, and I do my intro and it warms them up. And because I know what it's like to go someplace and just feel like, why am I here? And that's what's going on in my head. And I say, how you doing, guys? Welcome. Is this your first time? And they say, yeah, the first time. I go, and I get excited and everything. That's just what I do because I get excited. I say, so what brings you here? Comics. Oh, we got many for you, my friend. Come, let's go talk to it. Come on. And then the conversation starts. They saw this movie, they saw this show, and their friends told them that there were comics and they had nowhere to go, and they came over here, and I get excited. So I'm starting to see a massive influx in new fandoms. Awesome. And it's a better fandom too, because a lot of them are way more flexible in learning about different comics and the different characters. Mind you, something like Captain America Winter Soldier brings them in. But they come in and say, okay, I want to know more about Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel. No problem. I got a compendium over here. I've got trade paperbacks over here. I've got back issues over here. And then we find, and that's when you get to find out more about them. So it's been a massive increase, and I'm loving it. Mind you, I'm more of an independent comic man.
Right.
I do love Marvel. Marvel was my jam. DC's definitely been there for a minute or two, Jack Kirby. But the independents really drew me in, and that's what we're seeing more of an influx of. I had a guy come in, and he said he was looking for a new comic series to read. He didn't want anything Marvel or DC. And the first thing that popped in my head was Lock and Key. Mm-hmm. I said, do you like horror? Do you like a suspenseful story? Do you like good characters? So, yeah. So I took him over. I said, here's 1 through 6 of Lock and Key. He bought them up and even bought the extra number 1 on there and gave it to his girlfriend. A week later, his girlfriend comes in. Can you order 2 through 6 for me, please? Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. And it's solid. And I said, what made you come in here and ask about Lock and Key? Because they saw the show on Netflix and they wanted to read it. I started doing my dance. And I'm waiting. And this is my prediction. Somebody's going to pick up Mark Waid's Irredeemable. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You be a block. It's going to be blockbuster. If you guys have you heard of Irredeemable?
No, I have not. I've actually just picked up Berserker, so that was one that apparently I'm behind on. So
I got that one too. Oh my gosh, that one is so fire! Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Chris actually says, "Don't know if I missed it, but can you tell us where your comic store is? I still collect and spend a lot of time at my local stores."
Absolutely. I work at Atlantis Games and Comics here in the Hampton Roads area. I'm at the Norfolk, Virginia location, and we have one in Portsmouth. So if you guys are looking for comics, we also do board games and things like that. We're a little bit of everything store, and we're also an official Critical Role store too. So
nice.
Yeah,
that's
we
awesome.
got that designation. I'm excited because I'm a critter. So
congratulations, that's great.
It's amazing. I said, we're what? My manager said, we're a Critical Role store, and she looked at me and smiled and said, I'm going to react. She says, I know, and she's like, oh my god! And she starts laughing because that's just me. I get excited for that.
As you should.
As we kind of wind down a little bit, I do want to.
Oh my God. No.
We can keep going. We can keep doing this. Everyone will stay with
we
us.
can still talk for a few more. And then I'm just saying, but as we do, I do want to remind everybody to go check out Montel's show. Or do you not want me to do that?
Oh, please, by all means, do. Of course, please. Embellish upon that, please, by all means.
No, please go check out Montel's show, Blerdicorn Speaks Podcast. It is fantastic. You guys should be listening to it. The show boys actually commented earlier, and they said that I love Montel's passion about the things he loves. You're making me excited for your excitement. And I will tell you guys, the show boys, you should have Montel on because you guys would have great conversations.
Infectious, amazing excitement, beautiful energy. Montel, I won't forget from the last time we spoke. I picked up watching some of the Blerdicorn Speaks. I love it. You're doing so great, man. It's fantastic.
That means a lot coming from you guys. I still laugh at that the last time you had me on. I still laugh at that because I think we're just like a bunch of kids just giggling over everything.
Yeah, we should. That's life.
The total geek out was like, oh my gosh, I got off there. I was like, woo, Lord, I'm tired.
I was tired too. I laid down afterwards.
That was a good one. That really, ear to ear the entire time.
Oh, but sure. I appreciate you guys. Y'all have no idea. This has been amazing. Every time y'all reach out to me, and my friend Chris Fury at Blur's Eye View, he reaches out. He'll hit me, go, I don't have anyone here. Can you come on? Sure. And we just chop it up. So you guys can say, come on here. I'm like, sure. It's a chop session. It's a chop session.
And when I told Casey we were jumping for joy, I was like, Montel's coming back on.
Yeah, he said last week. He's like, hey, we got Montel for next week. I was like, yes. and now I can personally ask him to hold on to the faith books for me because I love me some Buffy stories, and those new faith books are great.
I've heard. I'm trying not. Unfortunately, I'm not a Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan.
I get it. We can't all be perfect.
I tried so hard to be.
You're so close. You're so close.
I am a brown coat though.
See, there you go. That works.
There we go.
That actually supersedes.
Right
fine.
I am a brown coat.
Yep.
So it is perfect. So it's you've reached perfection. It's fine.
Yep. You did it. You managed to surpass not liking Buffy and still be perfect. I don't know how you did it, but Montel, ladies and gentlemen, that's.
I cannot with y'all.
Dude, I love it. Brown coats for life, of course. And actually, the funny thing, just real quick, talking about Nathan Fillion, I don't think there's anything he's in that I don't like. I love The Rookie. He's on The Rookie right now. And I'm like...
I've heard that was a good show.
Yeah, I have too. I still haven't watched it. Yeah.
But I'm watching SWAT.
Okay.
How is that?
It's actually really good, believe it or not. It's really good. I remember the series from the 70s, and they do it justice. They definitely flip-flop some roles, but they do a really good job in this.
All right.
I weirdly like the movie from the early 2000s. All right, fine.
That Samuel L. Jackson movie? Come on. All right, good. He's gone.
He's
back.
He was so excited. He's like, yeah. Oh, crap.
Casey's like, I'm going on for another 70 minutes. Can't. I have another show after this.
Damn it. Okay. Damn it.
But Montel, I just want to say thanks for coming on, man. It's always a pleasure. We love when you come on. We just have such a great time, and you have such a great perspective on all things nerd. We learn when we talk to you, so that's what we love.
The honor is all mine, guys. I appreciate just being able to interact with fellow nerds who feel the passion just like I do. Even if I almost got a little weepy a couple times there. I try to maintain, but there's just so much when it comes to history and comics and how far we've come, and we still have a ways to go with telling stories. Let's just keep it fun and keep it on an equal level.
Absolutely. You are a genuine and gorgeous human being if no one has told you recently. So you just keep rocking on. You're amazing.
Domo oregano. Thank you.
Like I said,
no problemo.
Make sure you're checking out Blerdicorn Speaks Podcast. It is a fantastic podcast. All things blurred, nerd, geek, and everything in between.
And we just celebrated our 50th episode.
Yes, congratulations. Awesome.
50. I'm really, Angie and I have just been looking at each other like we actually made it without killing each other. Yeah, go figure.
Fantastic. I love it. And so congratulations to you, sir. That's a great feat to get to. So 50 episodes. Make sure you go check out the show, everybody. I am, of course, the Scene Snob, joined as always by my partner, Madman Casey Plott. Currently, just so you guys know, we do have a contest going on for, I don't have it with me at the moment, but it is a Funko Pop figurine of Rick Deckard from Blade Runner.
I'm so bitter that's the one you chose to be a giveaway on something I've already subscribed to. I feel like I have to go unsubscribe from my page to enter.
Spread the word, because once we get to 250 subscribers on our YouTube channel, I will be picking somebody at random with a generator and all, and then somebody can bring it home. They will win it. So we just have to get 250 subscribers first. Let's see how that goes. So everybody at home, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notifications button. Follow us. You can watch us on our Facebook, on our Twitter, on our Twitch, or on YouTube, of course. We have shows all the time. Tomorrow night, we are doing a very special episode at 8 p.m. Eastern of the BTB podcast. The video store crew is all there, and we will be going over the Snobby Awards nominees in each category. And I'm going to announce two things right now. One is we have a nominee on the show, Mr. Montel Thompson from the Blerdicorn Speaks Podcast. Yes, you are a nominee, sir. I'm not going to tell you what category, not until tomorrow. You have to watch that show. You have to watch the.
You got you with the hook now.
Can't give away all the secrets.
I am no longer interested. Let's go. Yeah.
Oh, but you will be interested.
Instant gratification.
Our next theme week is going to be in June, and I will announce the dates as we get closer. We're going to be doing, our theme is Blockbuster Movie Week. So we are going to be all the shows on the channel will be covering blockbuster movies. We'll have special panels. We'll have plenty of other stuff to go over. If you guys have been a part of our Star Trek theme week, our John Carpenter theme week, all the different theme weeks we've had over time, they're pretty fun. But we're going to have a 2-night script reading event, because we're going to need 2 nights to do it in.
Yep.
So we're going to do a 2-night script reading event where we are going to pull together a monumental cast of many different people, and we're inviting Montel right now to join in.
Yes.
Of Infinity War and Endgame.
Oh my God!
Yes.
I would humbly accept your invitation, good sir.
You are certainly
fantastic. Thank you, sir.
We will be pulling on. We'll be pulling on celebrities. We'll be pulling on podcasters. We'll be pulling on so many to join in, and we will be reading both scripts in 2 nights. And we are trying to put it to a charity at the moment, so we are working on that now. But this will be in June, so I'm announcing it now. And remember, everybody, the Snobby Awards, the category nominees on BTB tomorrow night at 8 p.m., but the Snobby Awards, 2 p.m. on April 25th. So make sure you are there. Until next time, I, of course, am Mick Manhattan.
And I am Casey the Madman Plott. Be good to each other.
Just want to say thank you and appreciate you listening. So we will talk to you guys later. And that's our show, everybody. Thanks for listening or watching, wherever you're checking it out. This show is brought to you by our sponsor, Manscaped. Go check them out. They are saving our balls, and they can save yours too, or somebody you care about. It's a pretty awesome device, so go check out what they got, the Lawnmower 3.0, the Weed Whacker, and more. It's a great gift for Father's Day, birthdays, weddings, anything. So yeah, head over there and use promo code SNOBS, SNOBS, and you'll get 20% off and free shipping. Also, we'd like to thank our super fan patrons. They are all Scene Snob family to us. They support us every month, and you can be one too. So head over to the Patreon channel, the Scene Snobs, and it's $5 a month, and you can join in with helping support us and get the free perks too. Also, you can follow us on social media. We are on everything at the Scene Snobs, so Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We are on Facebook, the Scene Snobs. Everywhere. We have fun stuff always going on, always have contests and stuff, so go follow us, check us out. You can go to our link tree by going to thescenesnobs.com. There's our link tree, there's our Patreon, there is all of our shows and the links for all of that, so thanks again for checking it out. Just head over to thescenesnobs.com where everything is, and we will talk to you soon.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.